This is the Amulet of Hope, in a spec that's widely considered to be completely unplayable. Most tier lists put it in C tier at best, except this person, they know where it's at. But I think there's one strategy that allows it to shine, but first let's give some context. The Amulet of Hope is a tool card that lets you search the deck for up to 3 cards if the Pokemon it's attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack. On the surface, this seems great, but when you look a little deeper, there's a lot of ways for it to fail. If you get knocked out by using an ability like Monkey Dory or Dusknoir, if you get knocked out by an effect of an attack like Alakazam or Phantom Dive bench damage, or if they just use Jamming Tower or Tool Scrapper. But in practice, this is only really an issue when fighting a few very specific matchups, specifically Dragapult, Marnie's Grimmsnarl, Frostlass Monkey Dory, Mega Absol Box, and Alakazam. And I know that sounds like a lot, but under the right circumstances, or rather, with the right Pokemon, a lot of these matchups become a lot less problematic. This is Jellicent. You probably know what it does, but if you don't, just read that ability. Infinite item lock as long as it's in the active. If you're fighting Dragapult, you're already in a somewhat favorable matchup anyway and can just one-shot them with Jellicent. If you're fighting Marnie's Grimmsnarl, it's way more likely that they'll one-shot with Shadow Bullet than wait it out and let you get a bunch of free KOs. When I was playing Gardevoir Jellicent, there was one main issue that I kept noticing. Secret Box. I hate Secret Box so much. Not for any good reason, just because I'm bad and don't know how to use it. And in my quest to find an alternative, I found the Amulet, and immediately realized that it's the best thing to ever exist on Jellicent specifically. Here's the deal. For the Amulet to activate, you need to be knocked out, which for most Pokemon isn't the best. I know, huge surprise. And while that is true with Jellicent, it's definitely worth the 3 cards most of the time. Most of the time when Jellicent gets knocked out, I've been in a board state where the Amulet immediately either wins me the game, or puts me in an at least decent board state. Here's an example. I was fighting Rocket's Mewtwo and they knocked out Jellicent. At this point, Mewtwo was at full health, I had Gardevoir, Screamtail, and Monkey Dory on the bench, and a lot of Psychic Energy in the discard. With the Amulet, I tried to get Mew for the one-shot, but it was prized, so instead I got Mega Diancie, Monkey Dory, and Earthen Vessel, which I used to get a Dark Energy. I set up the second Monkey Dory, double Adrenabrain Mewtwo, and Garlandraid for the KO, leaving them without any attackers, winning me the game. In the next game of that set, I was in a similar board state but didn't have enough energy in the discard, so when Jellicent died, I got Mew, Earthen Vessel, and a Psychic Energy. I Earthen Vesseled away the Psychic Energy and had enough for genome hacking for the one-shot, and this would have won me the game, but time was called, and then I couldn't finish the game fast enough. One thing I would like to note with both of these cases, you can't do that with Secret Box, take that! Here's another example. I'm fighting Dragapult, and I'm off to a rough start. They get Dragapult and beat Ralt and Frillish. I Amulet for Rare Candy, Gardevoir, and Turo, not seeing that Ralt is already dead. I Night Stretcher Ralt and one-shot the Pult. They don't have another one, so they flip the script and bingo, Boss and Pult for game. But the reason I mention this is that this situation could have been avoided. Why did I get Turo? There was no reason to. A much better option would have been Bravery Charm to ensure that Lily's Clefairy wouldn't be in death range. And they didn't seem to have Dusclops, so if Clefairy survived, I would have been able to do nothing. They killed Ralt. I was doomed anyway, but still. The final example I'm going to be showing is a game where I was fighting Grimmsnarl and had a pretty good board state. I used the Amulet to get Gardevoir, Earthen Vessel, and Psychic Energy, and I Earth Vesseled away the Psychic Energy to get a Dark Energy to power up a second Monkey, and use Mind Bend on Grimmsnarl, putting it into death range with Mega Diancie. They then tried to place down another one, but I bossed it in. I was on one prize, and then they sent in Blood Moon. But earlier in the game, I placed down Team Rocket's Watchtower purely to get rid of Spikemuth, so it couldn't attack. But then Monkey died, leaving me unable to one-shot and Mega Diancie in death range to the triple Monkey, so I did end up losing. And one thing that was universally true for all of these situations, you can't do that with Secret Box, take that. But for real though, the main takeaway here is in all of these situations, the Amulet either won me the game or brought me from a not very good situation to very beneficial. Almost. It could have with that Dragapult matchup, trust me. Honestly, I don't think there are too many viable options for the Amulet except for Jellicent. I just wanted to make a point for it being better than Dangerous Laser. Cause look at this. Who uses this? But that's all for now. I'll see you in the next one.